Hey, hello, this is Sean from the podcast Thrive Not Survive After Child Abuse with another episode 74. Today we're going to talk about should you or shouldn't you make New Year's resolutions for 2021. Just a few days ago, I saw this girl on Instagram, and she had a little video on, or maybe it was YouTube. I forgot what it was. Doesn't really matter. And she found back what she wrote at the end of 2019 as her New Year's resolutions for 2020, and it was super funny because she said, "Hey, I wanted to make more contacts and reach out and go out with more friends." And then she started to laugh. Of course, that didn't happen because of the situation. She wanted to find a new job. That, of course, didn't happen, and so on and so on. And she said, okay, I also wanted to drink less and, exercise more, all these things that you could maybe use, and I mean, if it's an excuse or not, I don't know what it is, right? But so I think she had a really good humor about what 2020 was. And then a lot of people say, it's a rough year, and I hear actually people saying, if you're not immediately affected by it or something, actually maybe something really good came out of the year. But I see a lot of people saying, well, I can't wait till this year is over now. If you think about it, every day starts a new year. So, but I understand the sentiment, right? I'm not very different than anyone else, right? It's always like a new year is a new beginning, stuff like that. But so people say I cannot wait until 2020 is over. But if you ask them then again, like, are you going to make some New Year's resolutions? If they would do that to begin with, they definitely say, no, well, you don't know what's going to happen anyhow. So what's the point of making New Year's resolutions? Well, a while ago, I did a podcast of, if you make the things that you want to achieve and the things that you want to do in life dependent of the circumstances that you live in, then it's maybe hard to make New Year's resolutions, and specifically in a time like now. Other people like Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi actually talk about, now is a good time to change the situation. I use the same term without knowing that they would make that big, right? Pivot, change everything so much so that actually maybe you were already planning bringing your business online. This would be a really good time to do that, and other things, right? Does that mean that we now also cannot help other people? Maybe we need to help more people now more than ever. So there are many things that we could do, and you could definitely make plans for that, I would say. So I think that's a good thing to take in account. Um, what are other things that you could do? I mean, I actually think that most of the things that you would normally do, if you would know, if you think there is a normal year, that you could do that. The last time I talked about it, hey, if you want to be more healthy, don't stop making plans for being more healthy. You want to do exercises more. I mean, besides that, it was funny the way that how that girl talked about it, but you can still do more exercises or find a way to do that. You want to lose weight, lose more weight. You want to stop smoking, stop smoking. So all these things still count, right? So that's what I talked about just I think about 10 episodes ago. Um, but here's the thing, right? So I want to address two things, right? First of all, it's abuse victims always have a little bit of harder time to have more trust in the future, and that's because the past was so bad for most of them that they have a harder time to be a little bit more positive about the future. So they're still kind of like holding back by the past. Now I wrote a lot about that. I actually have at the moment. It sounds very commercial, and it's my podcast, so I can do what I want. Yeah. So, but I do at the moment give my book Broken Silence away, and one of the things the book actually address. It's a best-selling book, to be honest. But what it address is actually it stop holding you back from the past. So I could say it a little bit more, more tough. So if you keep on wanting to be held back by the past, please don't read my book. Right? If you keep on wanting to be held by the past, then don't keep reading my book. If you wanna stay in that energy, I'm not saying that you can. That and I am the only one that gives the solution here, but it's definitely a really good start, right? But it is for abuse victims always a little bit harder to be a little bit more positive and have more trust in the future than for other people. That's just what it is. Then, secondly, what I wanted to say. So today's maybe more the evening or the podcast of. I'm recording this in the evening, by the way. Of announcement. So every Tuesday. I do what we call the place. I call it the place. And it's a free coaching session, and you can call in or listen to me on Facebook Live. So it's on Facebook Live, or if you go to the place, then you can find always a link on Zoom. If you can find it, then a link for Zoom or another broadcasting that I use if you want to join the conversation. If not, just drop me a private message on Facebook, and I'm more than happy to send you a link. It's a free service that I do for a while already on Tuesday. But this Tuesday, which is, I think, a special day because it's my last the place before Christmas. So it will be a little bit more Christmassy, and it is on December 22nd. On December 22nd at 12 o'clock Dallas time, right? That's 7 o'clock in the afternoon or in the evening, Central Europe time. I'm doing a special The Place. And it's about New Year's resolutions, why I think you should still make them, and how you should make them. There's not only why you should make them, but also how you should make them, that you can still work on yourself. Now, some people say, no, New Year's resolution is nothing for me. Just take it then as a moment just to reset your goals. If there's one thing that always helps you forward, is understanding what your goals are and know how to work with them. And I'm not talking about, I want to make $100,000 in next year, or 200,000 or a million. These things are actually, maybe they're easy to achieve for you, but it's really hard to quantify that, right? The only thing that you can do is actually looking at what can you do to reach those goals, right? If you say I want to be the world champion, you can make goals that gives you the path to become, for instance, a world champion, yeah, or to become rich, or to become healthy, or to become a non-smoker and stuff like that. So sometimes we think we have a goal formulated, but actually we only formulate the really end point, which is nice to keep in mind. By the way, that could be a really good motivational or a motivational factor. But in the end of the day, to really know how to formulate your goals for your resolutions. And if you don't care whether that starts January the 1st, then just use it as you can start any day with this, right? So I do that every year, by the way. It's always, I get always a lot of questions, what can we do? New Year's resolutions, stuff like that. So if you have been there in those sessions before, you might not completely new, but I think it will, because you get new insights, you give a little bit a different angle of it, angle of looking at this topic. So yeah, join me for that session. It's Tuesday, 12 p.m. Dallas time. That is Central Time in Dallas in the US, and for a goal setting session. It will be on Facebook Live. It's totally for free. And it always is, by the way. Every Tuesday I do that. And you can also join the conversation with me, with some other people that are always with me online. And you have to find the Zoom link at Facebook The Place, or just drop me a personal message, and I'm more than happy to send you a link to that. Yeah, this was Sean. I will repeat some of the message tomorrow, so you still have 2 days to sign up for it. If you are on my email list, you for sure get that email either tonight or tomorrow as well. All right, this was Sean from the podcast Thrive Not Survive, after child abuse, and I will hear you back tomorrow. Bye bye.